Turn this on. It is 7 o'clock. I will call the meeting of the regular Housing Redevelopment Authority meeting of the City of Richfield. It's July 21st at 7 p.m. We will start with open forum. You can always refer to the HRA agenda and minutes webpage for additional ways to submit comments, but seeing as there is no one here, I think we'll slide past the open forum unless somebody wrote in. No? Okay. Taking us to the approval of the minutes of the regular Housing and Redevelopment Authority meeting of June 16th, 2025. Is there a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any comments, changes, concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The minutes have been approved. All right, item number 1, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any changes, comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda has been approved. Taking us to item number 2, the consent calendar. Assistant Community Development Director, Urban.
Thank you, Chair Vries Daniels, members of the HRA. The consent calendar contains separate items which are acted upon by the HRA in one motion. Once the consent calendar has been approved, the individual items and recommended actions have also been approved, and no further HRA action on these items is necessary. Any HRA commissioner may request that an item be removed from the consent calendar and placed on the regular agenda for the HRA discussion and action. All items listed on the consent calendar are recommended for approval. There's one item on the agenda, and it is consideration of a resolution authorizing submittal of an application to the Metropolitan Council for a Livable Communities Policy and Program Development Grant. And that is the consent calendar.
Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent calendar has been approved. This takes us to item number 4, Assistant Community Development Director Urban.
Yes, thank you, Chair Daniels, Vries Daniels, members of the HRA. In May, city staff began talking to representatives of the owner of 6804 14th Avenue South about selling the home to the Richfield Housing and Redevelopment Authority. The house is 825 square feet and was built in 1950. It is a 1.5-story home with 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. There are 2 garages and 1 shed on the property. The house is currently uninhabitable due to the condition of the home and was inspected and meets the substandard requirements for acquisition and demolition under state statute for the use of pooled redevelopment tax increment financing. A sale price of $150,000 was agreed upon with the seller. The home will be purchased for eventual deconstruction, demolition, and sale through the Richfield Rediscovered program. The goal of the Richfield Rediscovered program is to provide opportunities for the construction of new market-rate single-family homes and duplexes in Richfield. The new units built through the program provide updated, diverse housing options for the community and increase the tax value of the previously underutilized properties. The purchase agreement proposes to purchase the property as is. The property contains a significant amount of personal property that will remain behind. The proposed sale price takes into account the cost of removing that personal property. All homes built through the Richfield Rediscovered program at this time must meet minimum accessibility requirements and also must include at least one of the following features: an accessory dwelling unit, full accessibility, sustainability measures, and be an owner-occupied duplex or some other sort of unique design that furthers HRA housing goals or as approved by the HRA. That concludes my staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Someone like to make a motion or ask a question first? Yes, go ahead.
I'll move that we, hold on a second, I gotta scroll down. We adopt the resolution authorizing the purchase of 6804 14th Avenue South for new construction of a single-family home or duplex under the Richfield Rediscovered program.
I will second the motion.
All right, it has been moved and seconded. Any comments, questions? Yes, go ahead.
Just curiosity, do the comment about needing to meet the substandard requirements for use of TIF, is that a standard that always has to apply for these? Because you mentioned the source is the Housing and Redevelopment Fund.
Yep, so when we use Housing and Redevelopment Fund, it's all redevelopment tax increment, and so anything we spend our money on has to meet those blighted or substandard requirements.
Okay.
So it's a test laid out by statute that we have to go through. Our housing specialists go with an inspector, and they look at different code
Okay. Yeah.
issues that might be present, and then they have to do calculations, and, yep.
Okay, and I appreciated the pictures for the amateur eyes to see that there are issues, so, yeah.
One or two.
I think this is really good work. I like the idea of doing this program and buying these houses, so excellent job, well done.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I would also agree that this is a good use of our resources, and one of our goals over the years has been to upgrade those substandard houses, and this is a good example of that, even though our program has evolved and we've talked about wanting to have ADUs and duplexes. This kind of meets both of the newer goals plus the original intent of the program, so I think it's a great use of the funds.
Well, I'm never much of a fan to buy up, low-income property or kind of naturally occurring. I feel like this property in particular is a really good use of this fund. So thank you, and to the staff for all the diligence here. And I know that we have a couple of other properties as listed that we're looking for to do more of those duplexes. And so hopefully this can add to that as well, and we can make something happen with these, because I'm excited to see it. Yeah.
That is our hope, and just to forecast, we're currently talking to, reaching out to different partners in the hopes of, so we struggled to have home buyers manage to make it work because of financing and different issues. So now we're reaching out to partners who could potentially help facilitate the development of a duplex. If we are unsuccessful with that, we may have to rethink what we do. It's possible, additional resources will be needed if we decide the duplex is our primary goal. We may have to consider some additional resources or reach out to others for some of those resources. So that is our plan. I do want to add one thing that came up after the report went out is that we typically have to ask the Planning Commission to make a finding of consistency whenever we buy or sell property. Years ago, we had them adopt a blanket finding because we were going to them with really a non-discretionary item, because single family to single family, there was no way they could say no. So it seemed really an unwise use of everybody's time. We went and looked at that and realized it said single family to single family. So we are going to go to the Planning Commission and ask for that to be broadened, because now that duplexes are an allowable use in single family, we want to just to confirm that they're okay with that. So if they were to say no, we would have to develop it as single family. I didn't think the risk was terribly high, but just wanted to let you know that we are taking that to the Planning Commission next week, and assume again, for them to say it's inconsistent doesn't seem quite possible, but we want to take it to them to discuss.
Okay. Thank you so much. Anybody else? All right, there has been a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. All right, item number 5, HRA discussion items. Is there any HRA discussion items? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 6, Executive Director's Report. Do we have a report?
I do. I have several items to share. The first is that we received notice from the Minnesota Department of Revenue how much our LAHA allocation would be for the year. We were estimating it would be close to $400,000. It's actually going to be $653,000.
Great.
So, yes, so now part of why we're applying to the Met Council for that money is to sort of speed up our ability to figure out ways to use that money to maybe develop some new programs. And so we're excited about that. And then we also, it's going before the Minnesota Housing Board, our Bring It Home money, which it will be the new rental assistance program. And we had asked for, I think it was $1.2 million. We were going to be awarded $1 million. And so that's a 2-year commitment, and it also includes startup costs as well as the actual rent assistance and admin funds. So they ended up funding everybody at their minimum amount. They had encouraged us to apply for more in the event that enough housing authorities decided not to participate, but it sounds like a lot of folks did. The other thing is just to give you a heads up that we have decided not to have a home tour this year, and we're going to go to an every other year. It's just been a struggle to get enough folks to participate every year. So I think going every other year will have a better supply of folks. And we have several people doing ADUs this year through our transformation loan program, so our hope is to have them in the tour next year. But it's a little tricky when they start in January or February to make sure that they're done in time for the tour. It was a little close last year. We had some people without steps the day before, and yeah, that's a challenge. So we're going to move that to every other year. I know it's an event you all look forward to, but and then the other item is that the Hempel properties, the 3 NOAA properties, they have closing. It's going to occur anytime between July 31st and August 4th. So I'm very excited for that to be going forward. Aaron has quite a stack of documents to sign tonight in preparation for that. So fingers crossed that that moves forward. Very excited about that. And then the EDA is not meeting tonight, but Jan Youngquist, our Economic Development Manager, asked me to share a couple of items with you that are more EDA focused. One is that she awarded funds through the SAC Sewer Availability Charge Program to a business owners of Shabam. It's a Yemeni coffee shop that's planned for 1236 East 66th Street. So it's a little mall where there used to be a parrot shop, and I think is the vet still over there. So it's exciting. That was just under $10,000 through that program. Excited to have that going forward. They are currently working on interior improvements to the building. They picked up their permit, I think, last week, so we haven't yet heard when they will open. The second thing she wanted you to know about is that Civic Brand, the consultant that was hired to develop a branding and placemaking strategy for downtown Richfield, was in town last week, and they kicked off the project by doing a walking tour and pop-up engagement at Lake Winds Co-op. They will launch an online survey in the next few weeks to get feedback that will help them to further define downtown Richfield's identity. And as you may recall, the EDA received a business district initiative grant from Hennepin County to pay for that project. So exciting thing moving forward. And that is the end of the report.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, go ahead.
Not any questions, but that was a lot of wonderful news. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Is there a motion to approve claims?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Claims have been approved. That takes us to adjournment. Thank you, everyone.